My name is Devin Peterson. Today, I want to share with you 3 must-knows when it comes to your RMDs or required minimum distributions. Those 3 things, put simply, are penalties, how you calculate it, and how you plan for it. So the first, penalties. When it comes to planning, the last thing that you want is a 50% penalty just because you didn't take your RMD before the deadline. The first must-know that I want to talk about and share with you today are the penalties that might occur within your account. Your deadline each year will be December 31st, and the penalty that's assessed is actually 50% of your RMD that would be charged. So for an example, if your RMD for that year was $10,000, naturally that whole $10,000 is not something that goes to the government. Whatever your tax bracket is assessed to that. So in a 20% tax bracket, 10,000 out, 2,000 would go to the government in taxes. But the penalty is 50% of that RMD, meaning that if you waited past December 31st for that tax year, your penalty would be $5,000. So on top of your $2,000 in tax that you would pay on your RMD, you would be charged another $5,000. As you can see, that's a little extreme, and no one wants a penalty like that. The second must-know that we want to share with you about your RMDs are actually how it's calculated, and we feel like it's important for you to know. So your RMDs are actually calculated with 2 factors. The 2 factors that determine what your RMD amount is each year are, number 1, your age, and number 2, the balance of your account on December 31st of the previous tax year. With your age, the IRS uses a specific life expectancy table factor that's divided into your balance from the previous year. But I'm sure most of you don't think of calculations as far as life expectancy, so we'll simplify it into a simple percentage. So the year that you turn 70 and a half, that percentage might be as low as 3.6%. Or if you're turning 115, it might be as high as 57%. I know that's really high, but that's how the IRS calculates things. But a more likely percentage once you're in your 70s or 80s, most of those percentages stay right around 4 to 5% of your balance from the previous year. Using some simple math and an example, let's say that you turn 70 on March 1st of 2018. That would mean that your 70 and a half birthday is September 1st of 2018. So what that would mean for you is before the end of the year, you would need to take out a 3.6% distribution out of your account. Let's say, using the same example, the balance of your IRA on December 31st of 2017 was $100,000. We would take that $100,000 and times that by 3.6% of that balance. So for 2018, your required minimum distribution would be $3,600 for that year. Now, luckily for you, the IRS is a little bit lenient the first year that you turn 70 and a half, and they technically give you until April 1st of 2019. But after that, no mercy. It's December 31st of each taxable year. The third must-know when it comes to your required minimum distributions are actually the logistics of how they calculate it using multiple accounts. If you have 5 retirement accounts, whether it's an IRA, a thrift savings plan, a 457 plan, or a 401k, the IRS actually takes the balance of all of those accounts together, times it by that percentage or that factor, and that's the required minimum distribution number that they give you. Working with a financial advisor, he might talk to you about required minimum distribution planning, which would mean that you don't have to take the same 3.6% out of each account individually. You can actually aggregate those together and take that 3.6% balance or your RMD balance out of 1, maybe 2 accounts, letting the other accounts grow for strategic reasons. Thanks for joining us briefly on Brighter Wealth TV, and we hope you gain some value out of these 3 must-knows when it comes to your required minimum distributions.